If you got diabetes and you're trying to build muscle, here's the harsh truth. Your body is playing the game on hard mode. You hit the gym, lift the weights, eat the protein, but instead of packing on muscle, you just feel sore, frustrated, and maybe even softer around the middle. I get it. I've been type 1 diabetic for over 25 years. I was a firefighter for more than a decade, and I know what it's like to train hard and still feel like you're spinning your wheels. The good news? There's a reason this happens. And if you fix it, building muscle with diabetes actually gets way easier than you think. And stick around because at the end, I'm dropping my full muscle building blueprint for type 1 diabetics so you know exactly how to put all of this together. So let's break down why your body is fighting against you and what you can do to flip the switch so your muscles finally start growing. Here's the thing nobody tells diabetics about building muscle. It's not just about lifting weights or eating more protein. It's about whether your body can actually use that protein in the first place. Think of your muscles like a house under construction. Protein is the bricks, lifting weights is the work crew. But if your insulin and blood sugars aren't dialed in, it's like the delivery truck never shows up with the bricks. The workers are standing around ready to build, but they've got nothing to build with. I've learned this the hard way. Back when I was still firefighting, I'd crush brutal workouts, eat what I thought was a solid meal, and still wonder why my strength wasn't climbing. Worse, my blood sugars were all over the place, and I'd crash during training or feel wiped out after. The problem wasn't effort. It was that my body wasn't setting up to actually use what I was giving it. Here's the science without all the jargon. When your blood sugar is high, insulin isn't working the way that it should. That means protein doesn't get pushed into your muscles for recovery and growth. Instead, your body is basically wasting it. The fix? Step 1 is getting your blood sugars under control all around your workouts. That doesn't mean being perfect 24/7. It means being strategic. For example, your blood sugar before you train and making sure it's in range where your muscles can actually use fuel. If you're too high, your workouts won't build the muscle the way that it should. And if you're too low, you won't even have the energy to lift. Dial this in, and suddenly your training starts sticking. Your body takes the protein, repairs muscle tissue, and you finally see progress. Stick with me because I'm going to show you how this connects directly into my muscle building blueprint for type 1 diabetics. And here's the best part. Once you get this piece right, it feels like you've taken the weights off of your ankles. You'll actually feel the difference in your workouts and your recovery within just a couple of weeks. But blood sugar isn't the only roadblock keeping diabetics from growing muscle. There's another hidden reason your workouts might not be paying off. And fixing this one could double your results. Here's another big reason diabetics struggle to build muscle: recovery. Most guys think muscle growth happens in the gym. Nope. The gym is just where you tear muscle fibers down. Growth happens when you rest, recover, and then fuel up. But here's the catch. When your blood sugar runs high overnight, your recovery tank is leaking. Instead of building muscle, your body is stressed out, inflamed, and working overtime just to keep you alive. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain wide open. No matter how much water you pour in, it never fills up. I remember back when my son was just a baby and sleep was already scarce. Add in diabetes swings overnight, I'd wake up groggy, sore, and no stronger than the week before. I was putting in the work, but my body was too busy dealing with blood sugar chaos to actually recover. Here's the truth. High blood sugars at night don't just wreck your energy, they block muscle protein synthesis, the actual process of muscle growth. On top of that, poor sleep from sugar swings raises your cortisol, which breaks down muscle even more. So not only are you not growing, you could actually be losing muscle at the same time. The fix? Focus on stable blood sugars before bed. That might mean adjusting your evening meal so it's not loaded with quick carbs, or making sure you're not crashing and then overcorrecting with a ton of sugar. A steady line overnight is like giving your body the green light to repair muscle while you sleep. Once you get this right, you'll wake up feeling less stiff, less sore, and you'll notice your strength in the gym starts climbing again. It's not about adding more training. It's about letting your body actually use the work you've already put in. And don't go anywhere, because in my muscle building blueprint for type 1 diabetics, I'll show you exactly how to set this up step by step. Now, Dialing in your workout, blood sugars, and recovery is huge. But there's one more sneaky thing diabetics overlook that can completely stall muscle growth. And when you fix it, your body finally starts responding the way you've always wanted. Here's a sneaky roadblock that almost every diabetic misses: nutrition timing. You can eat all the protein in the world, but if you're not eating it at the right times for your body, it won't get used for muscle growth. Think of it like filling up a car. If you fill the gas tank after the trip, it doesn't help you on the drive you just took. Same with protein and carbs. If your body doesn't get them at the right window, you miss the chance to rebuild the muscle. Back when I was firefighting, I'd sometimes train after a long shift, scarf down food hours later, and wonder why my body wasn't responding. I thought, hey, I'm eating the stuff, right? Why isn't this working? The problem wasn't the food, it was the timing. Here's the logic: after lifting, your muscles are like sponges. They're wide open, ready to soak up protein and carbs to repair and grow. But if your blood sugar is too high during this window, insulin can't push those nutrients into your muscles. It's like showing up to the game, but the stadium doors are locked. The fix? Aim to eat within 30 to 60 minutes after training, and make sure your blood sugar is in a range where insulin can do its job. That's when a mix of protein and some quality carbs works best. Not an all you can eat buffet, but just enough to refuel and rebuild. Once you nail this, the gains come faster. You're not just training hard, you're giving your body exactly what it needs and exactly when it needs it. And here's the kicker: when you put all three of these pieces together, workouts feel better, recovery improves, and muscle finally starts to show up. It's not about training harder, it's about training smarter as a diabetic. As I promised earlier, here's my full muscle building blueprint for type 1 diabetics. Just click the link below. And remember, always spank the pank. I'm out.